What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another video taking a look at Palantir today, ticker symbol PLTR, where we take a look at how Palantir stock has been trading recently, key levels of support and resistance that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think Palantir stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit that like button down below, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and comment down below what your thoughts on Palantir are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. So let me hit record and we will get right into it. Nice small green day for Palantir, about 3.8%. Great movement here. We'll take a look at that. If you guys remember from yesterday's video, right, we talked about key levels of support, key levels of resistance. We also talked about the fact that, ARK Invest, Cathie Wood, bought an additional 3.4 million shares. She sold Apple and Facebook and bought Palantir and Twitter. So we'll take a look at, what that meant for Palantir as well. Palantir is up 3%, Apple was up, over 5%. So just saying, Cathie could have done better. I'm kidding. So let's take a look at, how it traded today, and then we'll take a look at future levels of support, future levels of resistance. So once this loads, there we go. So not the best trading day for Palantir, considering the overall market was super strong. But after the week we had last week, a green day is a nice thing to see. So yes, on Friday we closed here in the 24s, gapped up, pushed up mid 25s, and then we kind of faded throughout the course of the day, which is something that I did not really like seeing. And let me get my drawings on here for just a second. And then we'll kind of see how that goes. So you guys see this right here, this line that we have, pre-market, we were hitting up against it, couldn't quite break it, and then right out of the gate, right, if we take a look here at the open, we tried to push up, got rejected, came down to VWAP, took a little breather, went back up, didn't even make it there this time. Came back down, pushed up, and we briefly made it above. So each of these candles is 1 minute long. If you take a look down here, that'll give you the time. So 10:02 we broke above it, 10:03 we came right back down. For a couple of minutes we were above it, but as you can see, rejected there, and then pretty much for the rest of the day we didn't even have enough momentum to really get back up there, right? So then here's where we broke below VWAP, and then we had two kind of times where we broke above it or try to push above it, but didn't really have what it took to be able to sustain that move, right? Which was not something that was pleasant to see again. And then we were kind of flat to end the day here. So that's what, that's what I didn't like seeing, is the fact that, we didn't have enough strength to break through this level here, the 2539s, and then we were below VWAP for the rest of the day. That being said, we are still green, about 91 cents close to close, which is definitely a welcome news on, the stock, considering how much we've sold off in the past few weeks. So with that being said, let's take a look at Palantir and how it's traded. So we were here, we had the bull pennant, we pushed up 25 to 35s, went to 45s in the next couple of days, then we sold off, obviously because of how much we'd gone up, start to turn around and then run into earnings, and then we sold off with the surprise miss that they have, as well as the lockup expiration being up. And then we saw this more selling off last week due to both the overall market being weak, as well as, news that kind of kept coming out of, hey, co-founder sold shares, COO sold shares, and everyone pretty much with the lockup expiration was going out and selling shares. The key there, though, was to take a look at how many shares they were selling, and for a majority of them, especially the big shareholders, they held on to a majority of their shares but sold some, even though that sum is a big number. The key here is that they were holding on to a majority of their shares. So, with that, we saw a little bit of a sell-off as well. So what does that mean for the stock moving forward? Let's take a look at future levels of support. We'll talk about future levels of resistance. We'll take a step back and look at the overall exponential moving averages and talk about, what my trade plan with Palantir is. So first things first, on the upside, right, I talked about, hey, I think if we can break through 2539, that's our first level that we have to break through, which we tried today, couldn't quite make it. After we get through the 2539, we have to push towards 2682. Once we make that, then it's a push towards the 28 level. So That's what we have on the upside. On the downside, we've got the 24.08, then we've got the 23.62, and then we've got this 22.48, which is pretty close to our low on Friday of 22.70. And I think that 22.48 should hold up as really, really good level of support, since if we go back here to the lowest we were before we turned around kind of back here in early January, that's what we had. So that's what I'm looking at on the downside, you guys. Again, 24.08, 23.62, and then 22.48, right? What I want the stock to do, and I said this yesterday, right, is we need to break this. I want to see a push towards 26.82, which I'm hoping to happen in the first kind of half of this week. And if we have momentum to get through that, then I'm looking for 28.05 sometime this week. That implies a really nice upside, I think, of about 15 to 20%, which is a big move for a week. So we definitely need green markets, and we need the momentum to be able to do that. First target, though, break through this 25.39 and make a push towards the 26.82. Once we do that, I want to see 28.05. So if we can do this 26.82 Tuesday, Wednesday, I think we see 28s by Friday. If it takes us longer to do that, then maybe we have to push off 28s until next week. So that's what I'm hoping for, you guys. Again, it depends on the markets being really green as well. You know, we saw weakness last week. We saw a nice green day today. Is that the start of a green month, green week, or is that just kind of a one-time thing, right? So the NASDAQ was up 3%. Dow Jones was up 614 points, which is about 2%, and the S&P was also up, I think, 2.5%, 2.4%, yeah. So compared to that, Palantir did beat them, but I was hoping for a better beat, and I was hoping for a stronger intraday movement. We unfortunately did not get that, but that's okay. And let me cover these drawings and bring out the exponential moving averages. And here's what we talked about in yesterday's video, you guys, is that we need to stay above this 89 exponential moving average. That's kind of that last level of support that we had discussed from an EMA perspective, right? Remember that we still have the 2250s level, but we wanted to see it bounce off of the 2376.89 exponential moving average if it did go down there. And that's part one. Part two, though, is we need to push towards the 55 exponential moving average, which is this $27.10 line, for us to, be above that and kind of have that as a cushion as well. Right now, our first level of cushion from the EMA perspective is the 2376. But if we can push towards the $27.10 mark this week, establish that as a level of support, then we have that to look forward to as well. So that's what I'm looking at here, you guys. Again, hoping for a bounce off 2376 EMA, and then hoping for a push up towards the 27, while keeping in mind all the price kind of levels that I highlighted just a couple minutes ago. My trade plan with Palantir, again, holding on to my shares. I have 3 leaps going out to 2023, 2 of them being the 20 call, and then 1 being, I believe, the 40 call. That one was much cheaper. Obviously, it's out of the money, but I do think, we were there at 45 just a couple weeks ago, and I've given myself 2 years to be in the money on that. So really excited for Palantir. Holding on my shares as well. Planning on adding, slowly dollar cost averaging in, so no rush there. But I'm long-term bullish on the company. I do think it has great potential. And once we see, all the great news we've seen with IBM deal, with the 3M deal, we see more news like that, I think Palantir will be back on track in no time. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys started the week green. Let's remember to be a bit better. Or don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.